Tonight, I'm going to be sleeping on the streets.
I can't feel my feet. I'm contemplating going to the emergency room because I'm literally starting to show signs of having frostbite.
They just covered his sleeping bag in water. It's like winter. That is outrageous.
Rise in housing costs, mental health issues, and the migrant crisis as factors exacerbating the problem.
They never expected to end up homeless.
Quite scary because we don't really have anywhere to go.
Last night saw the coldest January night in 14 years.
There are genuine worries about how homeless people will fare in these horrible conditions.
I've been up walking around for 3 weeks. My feet are hurting that much. I've had to sit down and just try and sleep. I've had to try and sleep in the middle of the street. That's how desperate I am just to sleep.
Almost 5 years ago, almost this exact day, I wore this hat whilst I slept on the streets. And my reason for doing this again today is for almost exactly the same reason as why I did it 5 years ago. Imagine waking up on New Year's Day, Christmas Day, your birthday, you wake up, you're on the pavement. This is genuinely the life that thousands of people live every single day. Now, what I'm about to do, I hope I can get more of an understanding of what it's like. And hopefully you guys can as well. I'm not going to say that it's in any way comparable to what they go through. Imagine how demoralizing it would be. Cold, loneliness, starvation. It's 4 degrees right now, but it's gonna get a lot colder later. And what I didn't realise is that people do die from the cold. Look on the streets, is it gonna be quite a hard night because it's so cold?
Well, it's below zero, it's severe weather, extreme
Severe weather.
protocol it's called.
So this is a severe weather night.
This morning it was -3.
-3.
You're warm now,
Yeah.
but during the night
It's gonna get, even with a sleeping bag.
I've seen some lads and they're dead the next morning.
They're dead.
Yes. See that with my normal.
Just from the cold. So, when I was making this video, something very frustrating happened. The external hard drive got corrupted and I lost about 60% of my footage. It was very frustrating. To try and address the fact that I've lost so much of the footage, I've basically tried to build the missing parts of the video. This video is based on a true story, and the stories of the homeless people are all real. But I still think that this video can make a small bit of a difference, hopefully. Hi LaVine, what's your story?
I was married for 10 years. I suffered quite extensive domestic violence. The last time he hospitalised me and I couldn't take no more, so I went home, I grabbed my dog and I became homeless for a year now.
I'm sorry about that. Are you safe from him now?
Yeah. I mean, I have friends and family that know where I am.
No, good. I'm glad to hear that. Is that your dog, by the way?
She's my life. She saves me, really. She's small enough to sleep in my sleeping bag, and anyone comes near me and all you see is the bottom of my sleeping bag jumping around, so she warns me and protects me quite a lot. I mean, I don't think I'd be safe out if I didn't have Misty.
How do you get by?
So I rely on basically generosity of the public. Really, that's how I survive.
Is there any options that would allow you to get a home?
Because I have a dog, they can't house me. I mean, there is hostels that do house people with dogs, but so many homeless have dogs, so it's really difficult to get a place. But she's my life, she's my family. I've been told to get rid of the dog and have a house, but I don't see how that's fair or how that should be justified, you know, just to get a roof over my head to get rid of my dog. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't have been able to survive out here the last year without her. Then to say, well, okay, I'll get rid of you, then I can get somewhere else to live. It just don't seem right to me.
I then came across another person that had been trying to sleep on the streets, but eventually gave up on trying to sleep. You've been sleeping rough. What's it been like?
I've been homeless the last 3 weeks now because I've been going to housing options every day for the last, since till 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's all they've been saying is basically come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow, and I've been sleeping rough ever since.
How did it happen?
My dad's an alcoholic and we basically fell out, and I'd rather stay out than stay with my dad.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but how old are you?
21.
Do you feel safer out here?
Much safer out here.
That's got to be really tough.
You wouldn't know it unless you've done it.
You were trying to sleep earlier. Is it tough to sleep on the streets?
That's how tired I've been up walking around for 3 days. My feet are hurting that much. I've had to sit down and just try and sleep. I've had to try and sleep in the middle of the street. That's how desperate I am just to sleep.
How are you surviving out here?
By just ways and means, just by asking people and begging people just to feed me and just to, you know, get by.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No way to live at all. It's no life for me. It's no life for nobody. It's not a life.
How have people been treating you?
They've been walking by, they've been spitting at me. They've called me a junkie, they've called me a drinker. I don't drink, I don't take drugs. I've been called also, get a job, get this, do that, get off your ass. Well, I haven't got nothing and I haven't got nobody to help me, so what could I do? How can I get the help? Where can I get a job? You know?
So you're probably wondering why I'm in Lidl. So I thought it would be good to go and get him some food. He seemed like such a nice guy. You're probably wondering what money I have with me. The only money that I have is, I have my card with me, but I'm not going to be spending any money on myself. The only money that I'm going to spend is on giving to homeless people. I do have one apple with me, but that's it. The difficulty from my perspective is I don't want to bring loads of food with me because then that feels like cheating. It's not an easy one. One of the things that I really struggled with last time was sleeping on the pavement and the gravel. It was so uncomfortable, it made it really, really hard to sleep. This is so uncomfortable. Whatever this is, tarmac, cement, it's just so hard. But someone in the comment section made a really good suggestion, sleeping on cardboard, which is a great idea. So I may well end up coming back for this. I came back to give the food, but he's moved on at the moment, so hopefully I'll still be able to find him later. I just met someone amazing. The guy, he was blind and he had a walking stick with him. I had a chat with him for about 15 minutes and he was sort of playing the piano and he was just such a positive, happy person. So I gave him some money and I want to go back and give him some more. But he was so smiley and he even touched my nose to try and understand what I look like.
Thank you.
So there's a lot of police up there. I don't know what's happened. There's a lot of police up there. Did something happen?
No, sir, no. What it's called is it's called Project Servitor. It's a uniformed officers paying claims, CCTV dogs, all working together to try and detect criminality.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Is that a fire? Excuse me. No, can I ask a quick question? Do you know if everyone's okay?
From what I know, yes.
That's good. Awesome, thank you. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I think everyone's been done.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Then I met this man, he's called Jordan, and this is where things got a little bit tricky for me. I lost the footage from it, but he shared a lot of his struggles. He explained that someone had kicked him in the face whilst he was sleeping and that his shoes had been stolen. He also talked about how the council were not rehousing him. I then met one of his friends who seemed quite friendly, so he was being offered housing but he didn't want to accept it. He said that all of the housing being offered to homeless people is full of drug addicts and that the housing is therefore like quite scary, and if you take the housing there's a risk that you become a drug addict yourself because there's people around you all the time that are using. So to keep himself clean, he said that he wanted to stay on the streets. This was when a third guy came up to us, and that guy, he seemed a bit different, a bit on edge, and he did something that scared me quite a lot. So I'd been filming all of this interaction on my DSLR camera, which it kind of looks expensive even though it's really old. And that on the edge person, after speaking to us for a couple of minutes, he asked one of the homeless people to go for a private chat. And then he took each of the people that I was speaking to one by one away for a private conversation. If you watch my other video, you'll know that I tend to be quite paranoid about situations like that, because for all I know, they could have been making a plan to try and get the camera. Because I have to wonder, why did he need to pull them for a private chat when I'm there? Pull everyone else that's with me for separate private chats except me. So I know I'm being paranoid here. I feel like I need to go to a different city where not everyone knows that I have this camera, because at the moment it's a very small place and I've spoken to loads of different people and they all know I've got this camera. I know that's me being paranoid, but I feel like I have to be careful with this stuff. Like, safety has to be my first priority. So I was hoping to find the gentleman, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. As you can see, it's starting to get dark now, and I need to go to the other city, and I need to go quick. I mean, I really want to try and find a place to stay before it gets dark. I still haven't eaten anything since before I left this morning, where I had like a couple of peanut butter on toast before I left. That's it, that's all I've eaten. So the thing is, last time I did this, I tried to sleep right in the city centre, like just on the main roads. But throughout the whole night, people just kept walking by. I just felt it's so hard to sleep when there's just people constantly walking by, because you feel like you don't know what that person could do to you. Violence happens on the streets. Just somewhere in the middle of nowhere that I can just hide for the night. So that was the plan before. I need to stick to the plan. I'm going to find somewhere more secluded. People kept walking past. I just can't. What do you think of this as a place to stay? So you've kind of got like a barrier, like a gate, with a padlock. I could probably climb this quite easily. And then I don't know what's in there, but you know, at least you're protected by the gate. Can I ask a really stupid question?
No question's too stupid, mate.
Okay. If someone's homeless, are they allowed to sleep in there?
No, mate.
No. Thank you.
Is there someone in there in a minute?
No, it's just asking. Thank you. One thing I really want to do is I want to find a place to hide this, because I've been carrying it around all day and it's really annoying. Maybe upstairs, hopefully. There's not a lot up here. I could maybe just like slot it between these two machines and just hope that no one takes it. Or maybe in this secret room. Ah, it's locked. Potentially under one of these chairs. Okay, I think I found the perfect place. So you see how this chair is like, creates like a dark... I don't think anyone's gonna look under there. So I just need to wait until everyone sort of clears the street and I can put it under there and then I'll pick it up later. Nearby, a young gentleman had been struggling on the streets. Sean, how did you end up on the streets as a 19-year-old?
My dad died a year and a half ago, and my mum got depressed, started drinking a lot more, taking sleeping pills. She started getting even more depressed and she started leading on to drugs, and yeah, 2 months ago she got really bad and was put into hospital for a week, and then she come back out, and 4 weeks ago she died, and 2 weeks ago I got kicked out of the flat just because I couldn't pay the rent.
What was your first night of homelessness like?
Absolutely horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. I woke up and my shoes had been stolen. You've got to have your shoes as a pillow, otherwise they get stolen.
How do people treat you?
Everyone that walks past you that doesn't know about homelessness seems to believe that you're there because you're either on drugs or drink. It's kind of no compassion in the world.
People think that when people beg, they make a lot of money.
Yeah, really not true. That is really, well, it might be, but it certainly isn't the case for me.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Not to be homeless, have a job, for my mum to still be here. Thank you for stopping and speaking.
One thing you learn very quickly on the streets is there are a lot of genuine people. I'm starting to get hungry now. I haven't been hungry like all day, even though I've barely eaten anything. And I think the reason for that is like I've been so kind of a bit stressed and focused on everything that I need to do. But now it's caught up with me. I've eaten it down as much as I can.
Thank you so much. Can I ask why you guys do this? This is very generous.
Yeah, exactly what we do. What's happened is we know there's a need for the lost. Right? We know there's a need for people on the streets. We don't do this because we get paid to do it. We want to tell people about Jesus Christ. We know there's a need for the lost.
Those people were super nice people, but they've given me now even more food. I wanted to give it back to them. They wouldn't take no for an answer. I'm just gonna find as many people as I can and give away all of that food. Yeah, mate, can I give you any food? Like, I've got a few things if you'd like them. I've got like sushi, pizza, biscuits. What would you like? Pringles or? Oh, yeah, Pringles. Take whatever you want. There you go, no worries, mate. Enjoy. Have a friend, would you like any food or anything? Do you like pizza or like some sushi? Is it warm? I don't think it's warm, unfortunately. Or some biscuits? Yeah, some biscuits. Nice, I got some like cookies. Do you have anything else? Sorry? Drink? Yeah, I do have a drink actually, yeah. There you go, mate. Enjoy. No problem. Hi, mate. Would you like any food? I've got like sushi, pizza, biscuits. Do you like anything? Pizza, yeah. I don't think it's warm, but hopefully it will still be nice. No problem at all. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll give you guys a pack of biscuits. You guys like a pack of sushi? No problem at all. Thank you very much. How I honestly feel right now? Exhausted. I feel like I've been pretty much walking around the whole day. I guess I should have sat down more, but I feel knackered. I don't have any clue where I'm going to sleep tonight, to be honest. I don't think that the thing is, the more you sleep, the riskier it is because you're unconscious. You're unconscious in a situation where, you know, I met someone earlier who got their face kicked in, they got kicked in the face whilst you were sleeping. The more you sleep, you can't control it. That stuff can happen. And it's as soon as you sit down, that's when you feel the cold. Like I haven't really felt that cold yet, but I realised that's probably because I haven't really sat down. So I think I've finally got a solution to the cardboard problem. I keep coming back to this bus station. A, because my storage location is very close to this place, but also it's just some place that I can go for a little bit that's warm. Warmth is the best bit. What was your name again?
My name's Robert.
How long have you been on the streets?
Roughly now, nearly 3 years, on and off the streets.
On and off. And I think you said that you were trying to find a place that you could stay, but the council hasn't been able to sort of.
No, apparently all their places are full up at the moment, so they've got a backlog of people. So that's why there's quite a few of us out here at the moment.
Do you mind telling your kind of story of how you ended up?
Yeah, I got an addiction like 13 years ago that ended me up in the situation that I was. But I'm now clean. I've been clean for 3 months now, so. My addiction really basically brought me here. I was a graphic designer for 11 years before that, so I lost everything for addiction really.
How did that addiction start? Like, is it like you try one thing and then?
Yeah, I used to smoke a little bit of cannabis. It was like a gateway drug, I suppose, and then party drugs, and it's just a slippery slope. Before you know it, you're doing things that I wasn't too wise of what I was taking, and before I knew it, I was addicted. And unfortunately, addiction's not a very nice place to be.
And I know you said you were trying to get off the streets. You didn't want to be on the streets.
No, God no.
Like, how long have you been trying to wait for the council to find you a place?
I've been waiting at the minute nearly 2 months. I've been on
nearly 2 months. You've been on the list for the council.
Yes.
They've still not been able to sort anything.
No, nothing yet. No, nothing as yet. No.
Do you know why it is that they are struggling so much to find?
I've been told by a few, like my support worker, that apparently something to do with Nottingham City Council spent a lot of money last year on it, and so they haven't got the funds this year to do it as much as they did last year, so that's why they're struggling, but I don't know if that's true or not.
One thing, like when I met you, you were literally making organised notes, your plan to try and like, okay, I need to do this in order to make sure that my applications go forward. So this is the book that Robert's been working on. You can see that he's making all these notes. The housing appointment, job centre,
things like that, and a lot of well-being of appointments, things like that.
Well-being appointments.
I just want to get my money.
Yeah.
Like
so
that.
fair play to you, man. The other thing I just wanted to kind of get your insight on is how have you found it? What are the things that you've struggled with the most whilst you've been on the street?
Keeping warm.
Yeah.
Staying warm. It's been a hard one.
Is that especially like when you're trying to sleep, or is that
yeah, especially at night when you're trying to sleep, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I understood. Is there any violence you've experienced on the streets?
I haven't experienced it myself. I've seen it. I've seen some homeless people been weed on, urinated on, have been kicked up, been beat up in their sleeping bags. But it's never happened to me personally. But I have seen it, yes.
So literally, weed on, kicked by just by people that were not homeless, just essentially attacking homeless people.
As bad as this sounds, the times I've seen it's just been students when they've been out drinking.
So like drunk students are just like attacking homeless people. Yeah, that is pretty shit to hear.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. There's always the older, more vulnerable ones that seem to go for it as well.
Yeah. What's sort of your plan? Do you have like a plan for where you want to be and what you want to do?
Oh God, yeah. I just want to try and take it step by step. My main focus is on accommodation.
Yeah.
That is my main single focus.
I think that is the best thing that you could, I don't know, I'm not an expert. This sounds like the best thing you could do, to have like a step by step and then just get that one thing done and then the next.
As soon as I get in a place, and then from then on, other things will come from there on. Without a base or with anywhere to live, there's nothing else. You can't have anything else. It's hard to have a job because you've not got an address to put down. It's hard to even have a bank account. It's hard to even have benefits. It's hard to have any of these things with no address.
That makes complete sense. Would you want a job if you could get one?
Oh God, I'd love a job. I'd love to work again. I'd love a job again. Definitely, without a doubt.
And to be fair, you did show us the notes where you had literally written down like job centre.
Yeah.
What's the best thing that people can do to sort of help?
I know it's difficult for people because obviously there's a lot of homeless out here that are begging and they're begging for drugs, and I completely understand that. So it makes it hard for people. There's a few of us like myself out here who are genuinely begging just to try and get a room for the night, like accommodation, which is between £15 and £26 depending on where you go for the night, depending on where it's full. I understand for people it's hard giving out money because they're thinking, oh, people spending it on drugs. I don't know, it's a hard one, man. People are really kind, people do help, you know what I mean? People are generally kind, there's good people out there, there really is. But I get that there's always the bad seeds out there, people don't want to be giving them money to feed their habits, and I completely get that.
Yeah, but I guess what you're saying is not everyone's like that. So like, if you don't give to anyone because you're worried that they might just be feeding a drug habit, then all the genuine people like yourself are suffering as a result. Yeah. And fair play to you to get clean like that is really impressive, because that must have been really tough to go through.
Yeah, it was hard, man, but I was ready. It was my time. I was ready for it.
So the one thing that I'm struggling with a little bit is just where I'm going to stay tonight. I'm back at the bus station. I feel just too tired to do anything, but I need to get back out. I'm fucking knackered. I still haven't found somewhere to stay. I can tell that most people seem to just be sleeping in the shop fronts, just where there's like archways. To me, that seemed... I don't like the idea of doing that, because my worry is when you have the stories of people being violent to homeless people, if you're just asleep in a shop front, you're very vulnerable. I think I'm going to try and find somewhere a bit more secluded. It's midnight now, so I really want to make sure I find some place quickly. This hat is itchy. If you wonder why I keep scratching my head. I'm hoping I'll sleep tonight at some point. So when I was talking to the security people, I was talking about this bit, because this would be a nice place to sleep, right? It's warm, sheltered ish, warm-ish. So I'm just coming out of the train station. A potential place I could sleep. This weird little thing, and you're kind of hidden. There's a camera there, and that doesn't look like it's used, so no one's going to kick you out in the morning, maybe. So that's an option. With buses to come along at once, I've just seen another place as well, maybe. So you see this wall here. Cameras there. You can get behind this wall here, maybe. And then this is right opposite the other place. But you know that guy Rob, I bumped into him again, and he explained to me why people sleep in front of the shop fronts. He's like, look, the main thing you need is the CCTV camera. But in all honesty, whether that CCTV camera is there or not, I don't think it's going to stop a drunk idiot kicking you in the face. I don't even think they're going to really think about, oh, there's a CCTV camera over there. I don't know. He's not the first person to tell me that you should sleep by the CCTV cameras. There's got to be something to it. Me and my naivety, I think I'm going to sleep in one of those dark places. We'll see what happens. This could be a life or death situation. Hopefully not. So we're going to see if my sleeping bag is still there. I think I found a place that I like even better. See these massive hedges? You can sleep behind them, and I think it's very unlikely anyone would see you. They would be... obviously it's possible, but they'd be going way out of their way, walking all over the place, otherwise they wouldn't spot you. I think I'll feel safer in the quiet. That's just me. I know you guys won't have like the context of how much time I've literally been walking around, looking for a place to stay, but just trust me, it's been a lot. Okay, so we're about to find out whether my sleeping bag is where I left it. Yes, yes, and the cardboard as well. I just realised though, it might be damp because it's kind of wet under here. I think it's okay. Yes. I feel like there's finally some good news. So let's go set up my bed. We'll try and sleep. So this is kind of the bed. I dropped a piece of cardboard on the way though, so I've got to pick that up. It's kind of scary to be going to bed. I can hear voices. Because once you clock out, anything could happen to you, right? I'm going to settle down now and try and sleep. Good night. It's now 8 AM. I'm feeling a lot better now than I was, because it was at about 3 AM in the morning where it just got so cold. It was just kind of like, if you imagine, it felt like I was in the middle of a storm. It was just really cold, and it felt like there was so much wind that was like seeping into the sleeping bag. You get to a certain point where you're just kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep again. I just want the time to pass so that I can just get on with the next day. 100%, in my opinion, the worst bit is the night. Firstly, you're like, where can I stay that's actually going to be safe? And then when you finally find something, you lie down, freezing cold, and you can't really sleep anyway because you're just too cold. I reckon I probably did sleep for maybe an hour or two. So this is where I ended up sleeping. You see, this is the nice bush that gave me a little bit of cover, but then there's a camera up there as well. My bed, not the best bed, but that cardboard makes a big difference, trust me. I'm going back to get rid of the cardboard because I couldn't easily carry the cardboard and the sleeping bag at the same time. Just make sure it gets recycled. Look at the frost on the car. I honestly feel so lucky to be able to just drive home now, but yeah. You have to feel so sorry for the people that are still out there, like just in that city over there where I was, and they must feel so cold right now, but just knowing that they have to stay cold. They don't even get to sit by the radiator for 5 minutes to warm up. Nothing. Doing this is probably one of the hardest things that I have done in my life, and I only did it for 1 day. So imagine what it's like for the people that have to do this. They have to wake up on the pavement every single day. You can make a difference. Like even little things that you might think don't make any difference at all. Giving a little bit of food, a little bit of money, or even just having a conversation with someone that's homeless can brighten up their day and just make them a little bit happier. Do you know the craziest thing? And this isn't to say that every homeless person is amazing, because there are some bad people on the streets, but there are some really amazing people. Some of the best people, the kindest people that I've met are people that I've met on the streets, homeless people. People like Colin from the other video, people like Rob from this video. Like, amazing people. Their options for getting homes are limited, and even if they are offered housing, they have to risk being housed with people that might be, for example, drug addicts. And I can understand why they're not super keen to be in that situation. If you would like to donate to an amazing homeless charity that helps provide support to people that are in the most desperate situations and helps them find a place to stay when it is freezing cold. They're called Crisis, and they've helped thousands of people find a home. The link to them is in the description, so you can donate if you would like to. If you would like to watch the other video that I made where I slept on the streets, and that was the first time I'd ever done it, so it was even more challenging because I had no clue. I literally had no idea what I was doing. You can watch it here. The link to the full Invisible People videos and the real interviews is in the description.